Hello everyone, this is Angel from Have Faith, Let It Begin. We're running a little late this morning, so we apologize. We are just closing in on 7:38 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going live in just a few seconds. Before I do that, let me just give you a quick programming note. This Sunday, live at 10 a.m. from FRC Walden, New York. That's at FRC Walden, New York. That's a Facebook Live account. We're going to be hosting a service at 10 a.m. from my church as I give a message back-to-back weeks. That's right. This Sunday at 10 a.m., next Sunday at 10 a.m., we will be available. So just to give out another great message, and we're doing it right from my church. We hope that each and every one of you will join us, and this is something special and something great for the whole family. This weekend's service is going to be called Planting a Seed. We hope that each and every one of you will join us live, and we will also broadcast this, live on this platform as well. We will also be doing a simulcast on YouTube as well, and we just hope that each and every one of you will join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. For everyone else that has been waiting, anticipating Thursday's episode, that's right, it's Thursday, which only means one thing. It is our Crazy Date Saga, our Crazy Date Story, and this one is Part 10. Welcome to Thursday's Crazy Edition, Crazy Dates Part 10, Have Faith, Let It Begin, starts right now.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith's being tested.
Hi, I am Mia. You're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hello, my name is Amari, and today we are back on another episode of Have Faith and Let's Begin. Hi, my name is Isabella, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hey, this is Freddie, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hi, my name is Angela, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. Today is Thursday, July 16th, 2020. We hope that each and every one of you are ready for this Sunday, July 19th at 10 a.m. We'll be doing a simulcast, broadcasted from my church. You can find that at FRC Walden, New York. You can also locate us live here and on this platform. It'll be under Have Faith, Let It Begin, and we will have another broadcast later on that day as we re-air it on our Have Faith, Let It Begin Facebook like page. So there'll be a lot of opportunities for you to take advantage, to listen to the message. I hope that you join us live at 10 a.m. All right, Crazy Date Story Part 10 starts right now. So, as many of you listened to last Thursday, I was given a temporary assignment to go to Louisville, Kentucky. And I decided to take that offer since, quite honestly, things were just not doing well for me that time personally, financially, and it was just an opportunity to advance my career and do all that I can. I'm really grateful that I did do that because, as many as you know, this is where I met my very good friend, my best friend, Chip. But we're not going to talk about Chip today, but Chip's going to hear some stories that I didn't even tell him that happened when I was in Louisville. So when I landed and touched down in Louisville, Kentucky, I started working for that company that transferred me there temporarily for 3 months. In the first 2 or 3 weeks, I decided to venture out with my buddy Chip. We went out, we went a couple nights clubbing, had a good time. It's when you're on a temporary assignment, you're constantly working. We were doing anywhere between 40 to 60-hour weeks. Do you remember those days, Chip? Oh, yeah. And only get paid for 40. But anyway, we're out there, we're doing everything we can. And when we used to have a day off, we would try to find time to, to cool down, have a good time. And Chip was new to the area too. He had been there a couple of months, but he was somewhat new to the area. So we had a lot of things in common when it came to that. So we went out, had a great time, did some stuff, and what was very, very funny was as we were going out and having a good time, it got to the point where I started thinking, wait a minute, nobody really knows who I am over here. So even if I get dismissed, if I get stood up, this is the best way I can, I can practice on my dating game. So I figured there's nothing I have to lose here. Nobody's going to know that, that I even exist in Louisville. So I had a little bit more courage. So as we were doing what we normally do, working every single day, there was a young particular girl that actually worked in that facility that slipped me a note and asked me if I was interested in going out. I had to think about it because, quite honestly, I didn't want to cause a problem since I was technically her boss, but not really because I worked the night shift and she worked the day shift, but it was still within the company. I decided to meet up with her, and I told her that, I was just here for a couple months and I was not looking for anything serious, but I was not looking to do anything other than have a great time and just have fun, and the more friends the merrier. She understood, and she thought it was very nice that I was honest. So we got together, we went to a diner, we ate some food, and we really didn't know what to do because, quite honestly, it was a weekday, and we decided to go to see a movie. I don't remember the movie, to be honest with you. So we went to the movies, and while we were in the movies, her phone kept ringing, and it was like getting to the point where I had to say something to her because she didn't have it on vibrate the first 2 times it rang. And finally I was like, listen, you got to turn that down. And quite honestly, there was not many people in the theater, but it was still a very, it was a distraction. So eventually we were done with the actual movie. She wanted to go out and get some ice cream, and I said, sure, let's go back to the diner, because at that hour it's kind of nowhere else to go. And we were in there eating ice cream and having a good time. We decided to get an apple pie, and by the way, the apple pies anywhere in Louisville was unbelievable. Everything is like literally made fresh, and it's to die for. But we'll get on with that later. So as we're eating dessert and discussing, she's asking me for a second date. And I said, sure, I had a great time. I'd love to see some sights this time. Maybe next time we can go out and we can hang out during the day on my day off, and you can actually show me a little bit around Louisville. And she says, yeah, no problem. And I had just at the time been to the Louisville Slugger Museum with my buddy Chip. So she had offered to take me there, and I told her I had just been there. So she decided to just drive me around town. And I said, no problem. The phone rang again, and I'm thinking to myself, I said, listen, if you got to take that call, why don't you take the call? Why do you keep dodging this phone call? She's like, well, it's complicated. And I said, all right, indulge me. What do you mean by complicated? She says, well, and she says, it's my husband. I said, excuse me? She goes, yeah, it's my husband. I said, okay, hold on. You're married? She's like, yeah, I'm married. I said, hold up. You never told me you were married. She says, well, I'm really not married because I don't love him anymore. I said, okay, that's nice, but are you still legally married? She says, well, I guess so, because we haven't finalized the divorce papers yet. I said, well, what are you doing out with me? She says, I don't know, you just seem like a nice guy. Really, nobody knows who you are. So this way, if he says, who are you out with, I can say Angel, and he's going to say Angel who, and it's not like he can look you up because you're not in any of the phone books. I stood up and said, well, this night is over. I says, are you crazy? This guy could kill me. I don't know where I am. I could be literally tossed into the river or somewhere, and nobody would even know I'm missing. So I literally paid the check, and I drove her back to the meeting place that we had, and I told her really honestly, I really would appreciate it if from now on we stick to being, colleagues at work. I'm your boss, and that at the end of the day, I think this is where it should end. And she started to cry, and she started to share with me that, she didn't know what else to do. And I gotta be honest, part of me wanted to be sympathetic, and I was. I let her finish her crying, and I listened to her. But at the end of the day, it was something I just couldn't do. And it blew my mind. And all I kept saying to myself was, my goodness, does every date have to end with some type of an explosion? Even now that I'm in the Midwest, you're telling me that it's going to carry on? Yeah, pretty much it did. But I'll be honest with all of you. That was the only bad date that I had in Louisville. Everything else went pretty well. I ended up, meeting a couple people, having a good time. I actually got a chance to rekindle some friendships and meet up with people that I haven't seen in a while. And ultimately, it ended up being a better trip down the road. But yeah, that was my crazy story in Louisville, Kentucky. So how do I leave you on a cliffhanger for next week? Very simple. So what you don't know is, before I went to Louisville, I started talking to a young girl, and the young girl, when I were dating, we were dating for a little while, and the kicker is this. The reason why I went on a date to Louisville is because what I didn't expect to happen which ends up happening about a month before I'm getting ready to leave Louisville to go back to Providence. The girl that I was dating in Rhode Island decided to surprise me with a visit in Louisville, Kentucky. That's right. She drove all the way from Massachusetts to Louisville to surprise me. And when she did that, I never expected to hear what she had to tell me. And guarantee you all, you do not want to miss this. That's Crazy Date Part 10. See you next week for Part 11. Have faith. Let it begin.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith's being tested.
Don't forget, everyone, every single Thursday until the stories are over, crazy date stories that I can't tell you how crazy they are. But a reminder to each and every one of you, don't forget, we are going to be live this Sunday, the 19th of July, next Sunday, the 26th of July, as we give you a broadcast live from my church, First Reformed Church, Walden, New York. We want you to join us as I give my message for 2 weeks in a row, as I give I fill in for my pastor who's going to have some much needed time off. I'm so honored to be a part of that, and I hope that each and every one of you will join us on our streaming. That's right, we stream live every Sunday at 10 a.m., and this 2 weeks, it'll be with me. So I hope each and every one of you will join me and listen to me in a different way. Not a podcast version way, but a way that I would actually deliver a message each and every single time when I go up there. And I just hope that each and every one of you will be a part of it. Yes, there will be a personal testimony. It is called Planting a Seed. God bless you. Have a great day. And never forget to have faith. Let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. Each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.